right, welcome back. You're still watching NTV Sportknights. Remember, we are proudly powered by Guinness. The poll questions are up. Feel free to head over there and share your thoughts via the hashtag NTV Sportknights. We are getting into a topical discussion this evening, which rotates around understanding the question of SC Villa. Like I did say earlier on the 22nd of this very month, SC Villa will be heading to the polls to choose the next club president. Now, the lead up to the polls has had so much going on. Lots of statements put out by the club, lots of things happening when it does come to picking up nomination forms. But finally, it's just one man, Omar Mandela, who has been able to, I would say, pass the entire test. And he's the only one who has been duly nominated for that position. But joining us in studio this very evening, I won't be saying so much because we do have the spokesperson of the club, Asan Kasingye. First of all, when I say spokesperson, I'm not very certain. I know there was a statement, but just for clarity, Asan, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
When I say spokesperson, am I right? Where do we stand?
That's why I'm here.
Okay.
I'm a spokesperson and a fan.
Yes, both.
You know why I'm saying that?
Yes,
because
I do.
The last we checked is that you had resigned via X.
Yes.
And there was later on a statement from SC Villa saying things had been discussed internally and a resolution reached and you were reinstated.
Yes, there was a miscommunication and it was resolved.
Miscommunication by...
Yes. A miscommunication by both me and some club officials. Yeah, it just comes from the fact that we had a general meeting, and this general meeting, an issue came up as to the credentials that the candidates for presidency should have. And one of the members moved to say that they would want candidates to pay 100 million shillings unrefundable. And then a discussion took place, and to my recollection was that, let this matter be handled at AGM level. Yeah. This is my understanding. And then I began to do media roundup. I remember I started with Fufa TV. I went to Top Radio. Then I went to NBS Sport. And it is on the NBS Sport that some other people picked it. And then in the morning, this should have been the morning of Saturday. Yes, morning of Saturday. Then somebody just wrote on his handle, probably he went to the official handle, photo copied and pasted on his handle and said, being a PRO is very difficult. And then I read it, and then I said, if this is true, then I'm resigning. And my take was, no, if this is true, then somebody should have called me and say, hey, spokesman, you know what you are saying is not the decision that was taken, right? Then I went to the official, our official account, X account, and then I confirmed it was there. Then I went ahead and said what I said. But later on, we talked with each other as a club executive. We normally talk to each other. We have a platform where we talk to each other. And then they said, no, this is a miscommunication. And then I was guided. And after being guided, and somebody went and said, no, we are sorry, this shouldn't have happened. Like any other person who likes the club, who has worked for the club, who has worked for football in the country. This is not the first team really I have been involved in. But even when I was there, really, Villa was my club. I've supported this club for 41 years. Yeah? So there was no question about this has been sorted out maturely. I have to continue with my work. Yeah.
Why am I still calling you a fan?
But that's
I still retain my rank.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Because, so when you say miscommunication between you and the club, and you say that was sorted out, where do we lie now? How was it sorted out? Because the matter of contention was between the amount that was named, 100 million,
yes.
and the Constitution says something different.
Yes.
So where do we lie?
Yes, the Constitution says something different. I think it is 19.5 even.
Yeah.
It's not 20 million. But the last election that we had, they paid 20 million. The Constitution talks about 19.5 million. Then, when this was moved in that general meeting, the chairman of the Board of Trustees asked for those who were for it and against it. And those who were for it, they were, overwhelming. And then he says, so be it, okay? So that is the position of the club. Even those who picked forms, this is the position that they were given. And even on the verification took place today. Today, the verification.
Announcement is tomorrow.
Yes, then tomorrow, this announcement, and on the same day, there is going to be, appeals are going to be welcomed.
Received, yeah.
Okay? And maybe without jumping, ship, I know you would have asked this. So I've had people who want to go to FUFA. FUFA should be able to come and take over the elections, or maybe go to court. But I think this is the important level for Villa, because everybody really is working for Villa. So Villa election roadmap provides an opportunity for anyone who feels offended or who feels that the process wasn't fair to bring an appeal tomorrow. So it is after that, and the way the appeal is explained and the decision made, that if you still feel agitated, then you can go to court. But the opportunity is there. This club has laid, to me, a very good roadmap that does not leave anybody feeling disenfranchised. So, yeah, this is what is going to happen tomorrow. And tomorrow, then people are going to know who are the candidates or candidate that is going to be voted for. Yes, come 22nd of this month.
Okay, just before I hand you over to the boys,
Yes.
again, still regarding, because it's very confusing when you say, and it's still about the communication, from the club, because all those statements we are seeing, the assumption is that you are actively involved, or at least at the bare minimum, you have an idea as the spokesperson of the club.
Yes.
So when you say, I'm seeing this communication that says something else from what I know, it brings the question of how actively are you involved, Afande?
Okay, let me state this. Being a spokesman is not something that I'm doing for the first time in Sports Club Villa. My colleagues here and you know that I was spokesman of the police twice, from 2006 to 2009. And also in 2017, if I can, yes, 2017, when we lost AIGP Andrew Felix Kawesi. And that time, it was hard fought until when we get the person. So people really think that my main activity was being spokesman. No, I was chief political commissar, but for a short time. And when we were ready and we had gone out of all this shock that was there, then somebody was appointed. Now, people think that probably I didn't do consultation. To tell you the truth, guys, I was in the meeting. I was even the MC for the event. Okay, you can blame me that because of that, because I was coordinating so many things for that meeting. Okay, when they finish, who is going to take up a soda or something like this? What about these ones who are fasting? What is going to happen? Something like that. So you kind of like move up and down. And to tell you the truth, when the chairman of the trustees took a vote, I was not in that room.
At the time.
At the time, and this is the truth. I speak the truth all the time. And by the time I moved out, some members were saying, hold on, this is not the right time to move that. There's going to be another level for us to be able to reach that decision, okay? And when we moved out, I had no doubt in my mind that the decision had not been taken. And if you look at my interviews, the way I'm doing them, people think that probably I had taken a dissenting view. It was not dissenting view. A dissenting view would have been, yes, Villa had taken this decision, but some of us, including me, we are not for it. I was not saying it is wrong or what, but I was saying, no, the position hasn't changed until a time when the AGM sits. But then after that show, somebody realized that actually I missed that. And because they thought I missed that, they went to correct it. But when they corrected it, me, I felt offended. You get it? Yeah. I felt offended. I said, but who is this who could have done this without telling me? By the way, I could have straight away gone and corrected it myself. I've ever done it even when I was in police. So I would have said, for example, that I am sorry, my narrative has been this. And this position was taken without proper consultation. But after that, this is the position. And it would have been, all good. But in communication, you are all people in the media. I studied these things also, short courses. You let the spokesperson say all this. Yeah. Even if it is the most embarrassing news and something that you may not be able to. I remember when I was in the police, for example, there was a situation that very quickly, you wake up in the morning, a woman is killed, either in Nansana or in NTV, in Katabi. The second one, the third one. So I reach a point and say, look here, the country should not worry, the police is in charge and this is not going to happen anymore. You wake up in the morning and somebody has been killed. And you probably said it after the 6th murder and you end up with 23 murders. Do you run away? No. You have to sit every day. You are working, you are coming up with resolutions, and every day you're briefing the country, because this is an ongoing thing. Now, this election also is an ongoing thing. Something can happen, and then you can correct it. But look here, in communication, you cannot therefore be doing something and somebody is doing another thing. In the end, you guys are going to roast us and say, how many lines of communication do we have in SC Villa? So this club has an issue, but that was sorted out, and that's what we are saying. The miscommunication was sorted out, and you are not going to see this anymore again. Okay.
And maybe to stay on that, Afande, before we leave the 100 million, just like you, I'm not for or against the 100 million, but I would love to know, like, if you had to explain to a Villa fan, what informed the 100 million? What does the club want to achieve by someone depositing 100 million non-refundable fee?
Now, this was done on Sunday. On Saturday was an event where we launched a club magazine. For the first time, Villa had a club magazine. And one of the things that we have been discussing all along was Villa is a community club. It's a club that belongs to members who pay 50,000. Okay, we know we have the largest number of fans in the country. Okay, but now the question is, even if all of them paid, will this money run the club? A club, a football club, there's no question about it. It has to run on a business kind of business model. And the question now was, Villa, do we have known sources of income that are going to run the club? Now, when this was brought up for discussion, it was in that line. That look here, we want people who are going to run the club, who are the people who are putting there, and people who don't expect to get out. There was a time when this happened, okay? And actually when our president was, I should use the word convinced to come back, because you remember, because of these, kind of things in the club, he had said, no, I will support Villa, but away from management. Yeah. Now, when he took over, he found a debt of 550 million shillings. which within a week or 2 weeks he had paid, players had been paid, suppliers had been paid, very many people who were owed money to a tune of 550 million. And then he went ahead to make sure that Villa does not owe anybody any money. And I can tell you, Villa is now fluid. We have the money. And we have not even touched the money that we get from maybe other sources, including the compensation from UNRWA. Yeah. We have not even touched that, and that money is making more money. Now, so therefore, the question now should be, let's have leaders who are contributing something. It is not meant to make people fear to stand. Because you are not rich, that it is to buy you off. And we all know that you even don't need to be that rich to have that money. I know you can go and solicit money and become Villa president. The following day, without any money, you can have 100 million. Yeah. And you go and become Villa president. But even when you look at other clubs elsewhere, which club, for example, in EPL, English Premier League, is owned by poor people? It's people who put their money. Laporta was of which
Barcelona.
Barcelona. These are guys really who are like money magnets. And we continue to see it with Man U, we continue to see it with the other brothers of Man U are called who?
Man City.
They are not their brothers, they're just
the Americans.
No, it's their neighbors. The
Glazers. The Glazers.
Okay, yeah.
I mean like the Glazers, then the Man City, these
John
guys.
Henry, Liverpool.
Those guys. Football must be in the hands of people who can muscle and pull big money and bring it to the club. The president is being told, we want the club to go to Africa, play again in Africa, like we played Unyao, we played the Club Africain of Tunisia, of this world. That's what they are saying. And he was saying in that general meeting, he was saying, give me 5 years, I will take you there. They were saying, no, Mr. President, that's too long. This is Villa. You cannot tell us you are going to do 5 years. And in 5 years, if you have to take any serious club in the African continent that is going to play at that level, you must have money. Yeah. You must bring the best in Africa. You must have the best coaches, best technical teams in Africa. Your structure must be made in such a way that you can go and mobilize funds in terms of branches elsewhere in the country. For us, when we were supporting Sports Club Villa in the 80s, I started going in Nachvo in 1986 when I had gone to Makerere. Buses, you guys, you are witnesses. Buses used to come from Arua, from Barara, from Bare. You go on every street, you see buses coming, Villa, even Express, even KCC. They had branches everywhere. How many come from these places to come here?
I mean, we had the derby the other day in Kadiba.
Yes, we had at Kadiba. We had a derby between Express and my club. And you know what happened? Because one game like this, Express playing Villa, the VEC clubs, the money you get there is going to take you for almost half a season. And that is the truth. But now, even when I was chairman of Police FC, we used to think that when we play SC Villa, we should get our money when we are hosting. But after that, there's no money. And you are like, what happened? What happened to Villa? What happened to KCC? What happened to Express? It is like I'm playing any other club.
What do you think happened, Afande?
I think what happened is what I'm trying to explain. You have clubs that are not going to have people who have the heart for the club and who have the resources. I'm a club coordinator. I'm not saying our club coordinator is doing that. But I need to be in Uganda, I need to be to Arua, I need to be where, I need to go and do these kind of things. Who is going to do that without the money?
No one.
Okay? Actually, from the president, because we members of the executive are appointed by the president. But I am seeing, when the annual general meeting comes, I am seeing people moving, and I will be the first one to move it, that even when you are going to sit on the executive, it should be elected. It should be an elective position. And even you who wants to be spokesman of the club, you should be able to pay 20 million shillings. It's not a punishment. It's not that anyone who wants to stand with me should not come in. But we must have different streams of income that are coming to the club. You must make sure that you know, guys, look, Villa had people like Kawoya, had people like Kauma, had people like,
Zimwe.
Yes, Zimwe. 3 guys would even make sure that a game that is going to be played in Arua. Do you remember the game that was played in Arua when they say, when it was, and you had to go that day? Do you remember? Express and Villa. Do you know people flew?
Yeah.
One club flew, another club decided
you say
to go.
Villa flew.
Okay.
So, and the Express were stuck at
Villa flew
at the
to
road
play a match in Arua that very day. Express decided to go by bus. Did they reach it? No, they did.
So you took the 3 points?
We did.
Yet Express was the home team.
Yeah. Express was the home team. So we decided we play in Arua. A club that has people like those, we need 50 million. Somebody says 30 here, 20 here. And members of the club see everything going on. This is where we must go. And I want to agree with Magogo in this show, on this show. And I want to say that for him to say that now community clubs must be strengthened. And institutional clubs, I don't know any institution, including where I was in the police, that are going to say these guys are going to fly and go to Arua. Because everything comes from the resource envelope that is provided by the government.
Which has a lot of bureaucracy.
A lot of bureaucracy, and you are given money once in 3 months, a quarter. You are given like 60 million. How do you pay salary? How do you pay all these things and you expect somebody? I think some of us did miracles even to win Uganda Premier League and also go and get Sekafa.
It was a knockout tournament, so anybody would have won.
Why didn't they win? Why didn't they win? Yeah. I want to say that where Sports Club Villa is going, other clubs may go that way. And I'm telling you, we may be hit so hard on the head, and people, even those who are trying to vie for the presidency, to come and say this is an affair. Yes, you can say they are unfair. They could have been told a long time ago. This is something that we decided very quickly, but in the right direction. That this is the time, even before we go anywhere, we have 100 million. We had 400 million before we went into nomination. As I speak now, we have 100 million shillings from one of the candidates. And it is going to help the club. And in any case, you cannot say that it is an age. It's been putting money. And let's be fair. Do you think Mandela was putting 100 million in the club?
No.
Yes. So it's if people feel that, yes, supposing there were 5 people, each paid 100 million, that is 500 million shillings. Guys, this is a lot of money to move the club from one level to another level. Probably we shall acclimatize to it, and I can see other clubs going that direction.
I found it. There's been a lot of criticism towards governance issues at Sports Club Villa. Actually, some of the people who have shown interest in wanting to lead Villa, they have criticized the current regime of breaching lots of governance issues here, and they're just trying to shed more light on the issue of governance at Sports Club Villa, because others believe you're moving in this direction after pressure was put that the tenure of the current executive expired, you're not organizing elections and things like those. They believe that all this is happening because of pressure from other Villa fans that weren't satisfied with what was happening at the club at governance level.
To tell you the truth, I've been sitting in the executive meetings since 2022. I have not in any single day, and I'm not saying this because I'm a spokesman. I am Kasingye first, and I have something I stand for. I have not seen anything that shows that there is poor governance in the club and all this. And to tell you the truth, we all like breathe the same air. Let me tell you, this term is 4 years. But this is the 5th year we are going into. The election should have been done last yes. Yeah. But we all know there was a general election in this country for the president. And this was discussed. And members of the board of trustees, they came and explained. They even wrote to FUFA and they said, this is how we stand. Let me tell you, if we were going to have campaigns and elections alongside the campaigns of the president of this country, then we are going to have some issues. You can imagine calling a meeting there at East High and each one comes putting on red, somebody blue, somebody yellow, somebody this, but you had called them for Villa. But inside there, already you see people of different colors. And somebody is going to vote you, not just because you are able, but because you don't belong to his or her affiliation. Political affiliation. So we found that it was divisive. It was not going to achieve the purpose in which it is supposed to be achieved. But we also thought that the government would not be happy with us. Why are you sabotaging a national election by beginning to mobilize and go this way? Some of us in security wouldn't allow. And I'm not the only one in that club. So we advised accordingly. And they asked for time so that we can be in the first months of the year to have this election that is going on. And that's what we are doing. Nobody flouted these regulations to favor the current president. No way. But it was for the general, call it prevailing condition that was going in the country.
Was that ever communicated?
It was communicated. It was communicated. The Board of Trustees communicated. FUFA was informed because FUFA is the boss of all these clubs. You cannot even do this roadmap when they have not consented to the roadmap. Okay, so they did the right thing, but of course, any election, whether it is a primary school, you would have somebody who's saying, "Oh, but he gave more sweets," something like that. So these questions are going to arise, but it was for the good of the club, but even good for football.
I find when you look at the other candidates who are a bit dissatisfied by whatever is happening, I'm sure they can also contribute to the club. I mean, one of them, Ben Misaga, has been Villa president before, and the other is also a big part of the Villa family. This being an election time, obviously it usually brings about several issues in the camp. But is there a plan to sit down with everyone, whether it is after the election, to ensure that, because at the end of the day, the contestation is within Villa and everyone is pushing, or it looks like everyone loves Villa to the heart. So do you have a plan of sitting down with everyone and ensuring that they actually push in the same direction?
I can tell you, for me, I started seeing that Villa wanted to again galvanize and be one. Galvanize and balkanize. And be one. Because when I was approached after my retirement, I was approached, come back to your club. And number two, there are many like you who left and went and we have never seen them again. People are seated in those offices and we used to see them in Chirasha. But where are they? You know them, you know your generation. Can you mobilize your generation? And they come. That cannot be said of somebody who is looking at being divisive. Number two, we shall continue to talk to people that election is one thing, but club is bigger. Election is an event, but a club is something. It's your life, by the way. It's your life. I cannot imagine somebody saying, you shouldn't go to watch Villa. I think I can fight. Because I feel it is like a right like food. Yeah, because it is what gives me excitement. People, all of us who are in sport, they tell you that you cannot move down there in Nachivogo to watch a game. It becomes bad. So we are going to keep on talking to them. Number three, I want to say from today or here that for us, we have never said somebody should not be part of us. Okay? We know the contribution of each and everyone. I used to sit with Mr. Msaga, Engineer Ben Emmanuel Msaga, when in Premier League, chairpersons, chairmen sit. They have meetings that they sit in, and I call him my young brother because even when you would have some issues, with some people in FUFA and whatever, person who would go to him and say, Mr. Musaga, no, let's move football. Let's go to this direction. He has very strong views.
Yeah.
And once he has his views, he is not a person who is going to leave them just like that. But he loves Sports Club Villa. I can assure you that. So we shall continue to talk to them. And indeed, we talk. For me, I cannot say I cannot talk to so-and-so because all those views are good for the club. He put money. He's been spending money on Sports Club Villa. That is the truth. And even if he wanted to carry a bag of 100 million, even if it is 200 million, Musaga would have carried the bag and put it there. But I think these issues, for me, I think then there is need to have a bigger round table of every sports fan and supporter of Sports Club Villa to come, and then we air out these views and we discuss them.
Afande, what do you pick from that image?
Which one? Oh, yeah. I was not there at that event, but I know our president. I know how he talks. You understand?
Yeah.
Someone may see a very vitriolic, person who is maybe wants to fight or what, but most people who understand Haji Mandela, when he's supporting something, he becomes a little bit, maybe, should I say, animated about it. Not that because he hates you or he wants to fight, but he's very,
it's a way of communication.
It's a way of communication, and sometimes he talks and say, no, let's do this, and somebody who comes from there and say, maybe these people, no.
But I find
there
were reports that that picture that is on the screen, those two had to actually be separated by people because it was actually getting to a point where they almost went at each other.
That can happen, but what I can tell you is that he's not going to attack someone unless maybe there is something that could have happened. You see, prior to this, there was a war of some words, kind of words, not mainly that our president and Musaga were exchanging this because our president, as you know, is a man of few words, and he's not on social media. He's not on social media to say this, to say this. People have been saying so many things, but somehow they find themselves there. And maybe someone was making a point and saying, no, you can't confuse the people, or maybe you have decided to do this, why are you saying this? And people did not go to East High to fight. That is East High, where that is happening, and I don't think they had gone to fight. Yes, I've read what Musaga said, that Mandela wanted to do something, but I know this president of SC Villa. I can tell you, one time, Sports Club Villa was even supposed to take a trophy. And what happens? The fans fight. Was it at Chitende? Was it at St. Mary's?
Yeah, should have been.
And Villa was docked.
Points.
And Villa lost that cup because of the points that were docked. In the executive meetings, the president said, we cannot tolerate any fan that fights anywhere. Let's all of us fight football hooliganism because we cannot lose points. I was there at Wankurukuku. And this was the first match, the opening match, and we were playing Chitara. And Chitara actually beat us. Was it a draw?
No, they won the opening game.
They beat us on the
2-0 something.
On the opening match.
Yeah.
This is a match that we were expecting that we are going to win. And we go there and they beat us. And a fan who was seated where we were seated, he got a stone and was running towards the ref. And our president saw him. He took it upon himself and he even ran after him until when he got him. He didn't punch him. He didn't do anything. He was asking, is this club yours?
Yeah.
Is this club yours? Why are you more angry with everyone who came to watch the game? If each one of us picked a stone and we went to fight whoever we think is against us, where would this club end?
Yeah.
And I have noted you. I want to know your name. Never come back to watch our games unless you stop this. Every fan that was standing there, they saw. They said, okay, this is serious. Villa has never fought again. So there are certain things that you want to, you hold, okay? Not the chairman or the president who sits and watches. Guys, go and tell these people I don't want this. He's always there. He's quiet, by the way. He sits and sees what is happening.
Sometimes with the fans.
With the fans, you can see him. He's seated with the fans. He's doing everything, whatever.
That's at Chitende, by the way.
Yes, that is at Chitende. And I can tell you, he's done a lot for Sports Club Villa, for football. Let's not take that one incident, really. Yeah. Much as it was not pleasant for people who see maybe the way they are talking, they expect them to shake hands. But I can tell you, he's the right guy for the club. He's a person who guides meetings very well. He tells you what needs to be done. And he expects you, by the way, when it comes to accountability. And you're supposed to do something. He's not somebody who's going to waste a lot of time calling you and talking to you. Okay. But he will call you in his office. And even if it means 6 hours, you'll spend 6 hours there until when you sort out that issue you want to sort out. Okay. Then you can go.
We have a break in the offing in just a few minutes from now. But Afande, while you say that about your president, I am sure you've seen reports of Clive. I'm sure you've seen reports, and I just want us to conclude with this, discussion of this particular thing. You've seen reports pointing to, again, your club president slapping players, if I can put it plainly. One,
really?
Yes, Ronald Uganda first, and then Frank Sewufu second.
This season, actually.
I'm hearing
this season, yes.
No, I'm hearing it from you.
You are?
But
yes.
You're very active on
it.
Yes, I'm very active. I've never heard about it. I would have... it is something that I will try to find out. I've never heard about it.
Ronald Sechiganda was last season. Frank Sewufu is this
I know Sechiganda so well. Yes, I know him so well. I've never heard about it. I think now he plays for APR or something like that. Yeah. No. I've never heard about this.
Okay, why were they slapped?
For underperforming.
I've never heard about this.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're going to take a very short break. When we do return, the discussion definitely does go on. There is still so much to speak about. The day, the 22nd of this very month, when SC Villa will be going to the polls, there is something to speak about their performance in the Uganda Premier League. There is something to speak about what they want to achieve and everything else related to Uganda's record champions, SC Villa. So we're in for a break. When we do return, the discussion does go on. But in the meantime, let's keep it going on social media. The hashtag to use is NTV Sportknights. Remember, we are proudly powered by Guinness.
He has a claim for having given the club 100 and could it be 100?
Just over 100.
Over 100 million shillings. He presented his request for that money to be paid, and the president was very clear, and he says, "I'm going to pay this money, but I want you to prove to me, bring receipts, bring everything, and I will pay back this money." And I can quote my president, he has never received those receipts up to date. So if those receipts can be taken to him as proof of what was expended, then that money is going to be paid back. He has never said, I will never pay for this money. If you could pay 550, but where people verified and say, these people need to be paid, why not this?
Maybe just to add on that, Afande, you know, when you're working for your baby, this is Villa, Miss Aga's baby, kind of. Sometimes you don't have documentation for these things.
I know.
You just pay because it's your club, you do stuff. Maybe there could have been some goodwill, not necessarily the actual amount he's asking, but goodwill of, okay, let's sort this. We are family. For sure, you know he put in money.
You see, now we're talking about a businessman.
Okay.
You probably, that would be a direction that somebody says, okay, let me give you. But you're talking about a businessman who really accounts for his 100 shillings that has been paid. If he has given you this money, you must explain. You want money to be paid to do something? You have to prove that this money was paid. And he was like, I don't need to cheat you of any money. But if you know you spent this money, bring any evidence. And for me, I can tell you, the receipt may not be there. But that does not mean you cannot bring some kind of evidence that this was done. If you took a club to go and play a game in Mbare and you spent your own money, that event is very well known. It's just a matter of saying we took the club, but you see, whatever was happening, we are not keeping the receipts. I was the president. I was not keeping a receipt for water. I was not keeping receipts for this, for journalists, for whatever.
Yeah.
But this is what I spent. And that does not stop you and appoint somebody who can really go and
put this together.
And put this together. And it may not be all the money paid to you, but at least some money will be paid to you.
You know, when Haji insists on the receipts and knowing how we operate, it reminds me of the Iranian representative to the UN who told the world that the Strait of Hormuz is not closed, but it's not open.
Yes, I understand what you are saying. No. You see, when you run a club like SC Villa, you have in front of you members who, by the way, have views like those. But for purposes of, trying to know or trying to make sure that things are done a proper way. If your president sits here and say, gentlemen and ladies, I have been told that so-and-so put this money. And I've told him to go and bring accountability. When it comes, you're all seated on the table. Then we should look for that money and pay. And then it does not come. So when it does not come, do members say, much as it has not come, go ahead and do what?
And pay.
And pay. I don't think that is going to arise. What would have arisen is something put together and say, we cannot account for the others, but that event took place. But we may not have the receipts. And members are human beings. They can look at this and say, but Mr. President, I think this needs to be sorted out. Let's pay so that we don't have people to keep on shouting. But nobody took up courage or initiative.
Yeah.
Actually, courage is not the word. Initiative to come and say, this is what we have. Not everything is there, but I can tell you, we spent this.
And right there, that's the one where if you don't have receipts, you can pass that picture there.
Yes.
But that's politics now. That's your business.
Yes, and let me tell you, one of the things, this meeting here is one of the things that for me was, we still have to, that was talked about, and we are following up.
The land.
It's the land question.
Yeah.
And I want to say, Mr. Saga, thank you so much for bringing us His Excellency the President. I cannot here state that he is a Villa fan. I may not.
No, I think he revealed on that function that he wasn't a Villa fan.
He wasn't.
The Uganda fan.
Because that was Villa at 40 when he was invited.
Okay, so he isn't a fan?
He revealed that he was not.
Okay, so
it's
one of the things that the spokesman of Villa is miscommunicating. But so, we are now working on making sure that this is actualized. And I can tell you it is a project that this Chisanja of 4 years must make sure that it really takes place. And we are looking at 20 acres of land along NTV Road. around Kajansi area. Was it called Nama? Oh, I've forgotten the name. But Narugara?
Around...
I wouldn't
know.
Yes, I think it is Narugara. So if government, what they promised, we can have the land, and we put our stadium, and we put the other facilities for income generation, every Villa fan should be happy about this for the last 40 years.
And I really hope it's the real new dawn. I found we've been in this business, we've written stories about the new dawn at Villa, we've written about stadiums, hopefully this
I've never seen a president who actually is saying that this must be done. This must be done. And you can see his soul is in it. And I can assure Villa fans, wherever you are, that you are not pushing a dead horse. Something is going to be done about our own home. This club deserves that, because we have seen other clubs, they have come and they have homes. They have what they call home. Even police has now an arena, okay? By the way, which I started. I was part of the effort to start that arena at Chira Road. Yeah, the first tractor that went and graded was during my reign as chairman. I'm happy about that, and they never invited me to watch the first match. But don't worry.
You retired from football as well.
No, I should have been invited. But Villa fans should have hope, and this is real hope, that we are going to build our own stadium. And one of the indicators is because we have not touched that money. And we are not touching that money because we are rich. We are not touching that money because that money, part of that money, is going to put a brick on the new stadium.
I wanted to ask, why do you think it has taken this long? When you look at the years that Villa has been around, how successful we've been as a club, why has it taken this long that up until now, Villa is still moving from one place to another?
Let me tell you, at one time I was troubled. I was running another club, and I was looking at my own club, and I think there was a season when the last match, I don't know whether it was a game, whether it was in Ginger there, that Villa had to survive. Was it 2012? And I was disturbed that every club would beat Villa, every club would beat Villa. And I tell you, leadership in football, leadership will lead into poor results. I saw this at Police FC, where the club had to be relegated because, like, you're pushing, we want money, this and this, we cannot, and you are moving around, and things are not, and that happened. Why it took long? Villa got embroiled in fighting some wars inside. I can tell you, you are journalists, you know this. I'm not making it up. I was seeing it unfold. And now, effort for the 4 years was put on making sure that you bring the family of Villa together. And this is no mean achievement. You people, you know clubs. There are people who support KCCA, and they will tell you they supported when, who was the coach that time? I remember who was the coach. They even said Dancer, when Dancer was the coach. And now they don't even reach there. Express, do you know the army of Express? That field in Nachivovo, that Chirasha, Express took half of it. Villa took the other big portion. KCC was fixed in some Kakona. You know so well. But how many people can even feel that Chirasha now?
I know.
No. You saw Villa.
So painful.
I mean,
exactly.
Saturday,
So, effort was put on galvanizing. When I look at the VMT membership, I wish we can even multiply it by 10 times. Because this may not reflect who we are. If every member of the club paid that money, every year, yes, it would be one of the richest clubs, because this is a huge source of income. You have many funds, therefore you have the money. Really, I have been inside there. We don't need to continue spending a lot of money, a lot of effort to bring the club and to bring people in the club. And I think this is the first time people go in a meeting and I did not hear any dissenting view from any fan. to tell you the truth. By the way, people should not even deceive you. The cameramen were there. You can review what took place there. I was the MC.
But how many fans showed up?
Even on the question of the president, they were talking one thing. One thing. We still want President Mandela to run another 4 years because we see what he's building. Nobody should tell you that these things were there. They were not there. But after this, then what? Then we must go into infrastructure. We must now start looking at moving out at the international level and doing lots of things. Academies must run that academy that you see at East High. That academy, by the way, is something that you people need to take your cameras and study very well. I think if we all did it, even the country, the Koreans would be very
shed more light on it.
This academy is taking in, and I'm not talking about the youth teams that FIFA wants every club to have. Every club, by constitution, must have a youth team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, this is quite different. This is a real academy in the truest sense of what an academy is. You get young people who play football, who have a talent in football. They don't need to pay a single cent. They are on bursary by the club. These young people are in one school, just like you go in Manchester United and you find that the academy of 5 years, 6 years, go to a certain school within the precincts of Manchester United. So these guys are driven, a bus is assigned to them, drive them to Mengo Senior Secondary School, and they come. You stay in there. When you're not studying, you're playing football. The facilities are there. Right now, if you go there, you will see a lot of infrastructure developments even where they stay. The cubicles where they are going to stay is refurbished. The water systems, everything is yes, they pray together, they eat together. And if you are going to sustain it for 2, 3, 4 years, it's a team that is going to be unbreakable.
I found two things. One, the membership. Of course, when it started, when you painted a picture, it looked something really grand, but it's not taken off as had been envisioned fully. As a club, what are the mechanisms you're using? Because you say, oh, we have the biggest number of fans. Do you have data for that? For example, do you have data where you could be communicating to these fans and telling them the club needs this money, it's your duty to support the club, but also maybe just as a caveat, for clubs or initiatives like these to succeed, accountability has to be high on the agenda. Because when someone knows that their money is being put to good use by the club, then they give with one heart without any question. So on that front, you'll have to tell me. Then the other one is not a question. I think for me, it's, I'd love to applaud Villa by the decision, for the decision of actually reinvesting the money from UNRWA. I'm told it's now from 3.2 to 4.5 billion.
It is from 3 billion, 20 million.
To now 4.5.
To now 4 billion, 320 million.
For me, I thought that was brilliant, not just rushing to spend it in transfers like they're saying.
Yes.
For me, that in itself shows me at least you have some spine in that. If you could just go back to the membership and what you are doing and the issue of accountability. Yes,
I want to agree with you that membership is one thing that is top of our agenda. We must rebuild all the branches in the country. We must make it so simple and so smart, because technology, you can even have somebody who can write the simplest, what is it called? Program, or what are they called? Where, for me, I want a system where a fan, in the comfort of his sitting room, you have your phone, you transfer 50,000, and you get an acknowledgement that comes on your phone, and you keep it. It is something that could have taken us a little bit of time, but we are getting there. We are set, and people are going to register anywhere they are in the country. And this would be able to tell us exactly how many fans do we have. It's the computer telling you. You just don't need even to cook figures. And even you, journalists, can go into the system and tell how come we know the Manchester Uniteds and the by the way, I'm mentioning Manchester United.
Which is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know the bigger club between the two, because we've given examples.
If I mention Arsenal, I'm going to be accused. He won't talk about Villa. He's not talking about Arsenal. That was the reason why I'm mentioning Manchester United. They know how many fans are in Japan, how many fans are in Colombia, how many fans are in South Africa. They know all this. We must be able to tell exactly how many fans are in Arua, how many fans are in Barara, where my home is. And this helps even members of those areas, like the 11 cities we have in this country. There should be somebody galvanizing support, mobilizing people for SC Villa, and without even having to have somebody to be transported to that area to mobilize. Once the numbers are known, once you communicate well, once you make accountability, this is what people are looking for. Because there are still people who are like, zile sentences sasura, ziragawa. But if they know that we are 1 million funds, we contributed 5 billion shillings. So if it is 5 billion shillings, that amount of money, somebody, the CEO, at the end of the year, at the annual general meeting, should be able to display the figures and say, we received from funds this money. Our budget was this. Part of what was collected from funds went into this. I'm telling you, they themselves will say, CEO, we are going to pay 100,000.
Okay. Clive, and you definitely will ask, but is your question related to that before I can take him back to...
No, it's related to Villa.
Oh, I mean the particular
no.
topic he was speaking about, because I want to take him back to a bit of the playing staff at SC Villa.
No, maybe I get it out of the way, because it's a no-brainer that Haj or Omar Mandela is going to get another term as a president. And you've told us what you've been focusing on in these 4 years. What is going to be the main areas of focus in the next 4 years as a sports club Villa?
Yeah, because out of our Golden Jubilee celebrations and the plans that we have, the bigger plan is taking Villa to its actual position. The actual position in this country is that Villa leads and other people follow. I'm telling you, that is the position. And we are not going to be at any level lower. That is number one. Number two, how do you achieve that? Okay, like I was talking about academies, I was talking about making sure that you have funds who bring in money. You must have so many streams of income that run the club. The question of our own home is part of the agenda of that, making our own stadium, making sure that we have money, and doing all this. And for me, that is what Villa is trying to do. But remember, at the backdrop of all this is good leadership. To have leadership that is not spineless. To have leadership that leads, that shows people that this is what we want to do, and they see what you want to do, and you move with them. It is not leadership of building cliques of friends of who. It's not about that. We want to go beyond that, to find a club, it has, people who are, no. This is going to be a club of every member of SC Villa. And this part of elections, there is one pointer that tells you that a fan begins to understand that I have a stake in this club. And where I support Mr. Magogo is, I spent 10 years. I spent 10 years as manager of Police Football Club from 2000 to 2010, actually 2009. Then 2010, 2011 to 2022, another 10 years as president, as chairman of Police FC. Nobody went into a room to vote me. No. Your term ends and you see a letter, continue doing your work. So sometimes when you see very few fans, even when you think that every police officer should go and watch a match, probably they think this club belongs to the force. They have no tangible thing that they can do. Can they buy water? They are not buying the water. They know somebody is bringing the water. Okay? But when you let the fans put something when they belong, they feel they belong, they feel they have ownership. A stake, they have ownership of the club. And that is one important thing that I can see that is in SC Villa. Okay. You don't take it away from them. Express, KCCA. Vipers, I need to study the model very well.
No, you just have to look at the table.
I think so.
Our producer, Karim, can we have that picture of that shirt that Afande was, holding, the police shirt? It's a beautiful shirt. The police jersey, I own one, and I want to tell you that it's such a pretty thing. It's such a pretty thing.
Okay,
that one was a beautiful one.
Yeah. But maybe Justin, if I could ask one, Afande, Mandela looks like the common denominator in Villa's success. When you talk about the old days when Villa was very successful, and even now, when Villa won their first title in over 20 years, it was still him in charge. When you look at the leadership, what does that explain? When you look at the years in between, when he's away, there is a bit of turmoil in Villa, and he comes back and there's a semblance of organization. And obviously, he's not going to be around forever. Is there a plan for...
Look at that picture, beautiful.
Is there a plan after Mandela, maybe, what happens in the club?
You know, sometimes I feel that we could have even apologized to Haji Mandela. I'm sorry I'm mentioning this because I was part of the group that was at Nambore. I am using this. I am using this scenario, and Villa had a way of doing certain things. Whenever a game is played and it is half time, the ponchos all go down and move across the field, and they go to meet the players inside. So this game, I don't remember.
It was against Uganda.
I think so. So he moves together with the team. He was president. He was a treasurer of SC Villa. And as he just joined the playing surface and they are crossing, then people shouted words. Some of them I cannot. I remember there's this voice ringing in my head, Jarob Koti. And I was saying, what is this? And people were saying everything they wanted to say. Because he's a businessman. Let's all agree that any money that you are going to spend, he's going to question what that money is supposed to be. He was the treasurer of the club. And probably there are people who wanted money for this and this, and he was very... So people came on him, naturally, and said, no, maybe you are a little bit frugal about doing certain things. And he reached a point and he said, guys, go and do your thing. Now he's back. And the question you are asking is, during that time, the things that we saw, and when he came back, and the things that we are seeing, there could be something. And that's why we want to give him the benefit of doubt, that what he's doing is not try and error, that he means it, he has done it in his businesses, and they have succeeded.
And City Oilers as well, like basketball, so...
You know how, I'm a guy from Namuongo. How are you handling it? And, I remember this game when Oilers really, defeated us and at the arena there, and I was not very happy. But what he touches moves, because he's passionate about it. By the way, he will not go into something that he doesn't believe in.
Yeah.
You know, I was with him recently at his Busega factory, and he was telling me a story of how people came and they were asking him, do you think you will get your money back from this kind of investment? Anyone who has entered there, you will understand what I'm talking about. And then he told me, Kasingye, I am not doing this for me. I am doing this for generations, not even my children. But I'm doing it for generations. I will not be there, but I'm doing it for generations. Okay. He's very, very, very animated about doing something and seeing it grow. Kawoya is not here with us. In 1975, with others, they started NTV Boys. Now you see where it is, SC Villa Jogo. At one time, after he had left, in 1994, people like we are talking about, you are asking, they came and divided the club. And we had Villa International. We woke up in the morning, that Semugabi has gone. Against Villa International. You wake up in the morning, and there was this match, and it was like Villa had been divided into two. One, maybe on training, one side is side A, one side is side B, and they were all Villa. It was a very, very bad sight. Seeing Villa Jogo playing Villa International based on misunderstanding in leadership. Okay? So I don't think this is something that we should be able to see in any club. I don't think in Uganda, the Mirans of this world and the International and the SC, they can do it. They can share the same playing surface, and they can do it because they have money muscles and what. But why do you divide already something that is weak, that should be strengthened and galvanized to be able to do something?
Okay. Emanzi, you help me get the feedback that I'll be reading out in just a few. But Afande, as you shed more light on the 22nd of March, which is going to be the day for the elections, there's been questions about the credibility of the SC Villa Electoral Commission, if I can term it that way.
Really?
Yes, there is been, especially the chairperson, Brian Kajubi, who does
legal
work with Max Advocates, who I will say by default also represents the Mandela group of companies, and so that's where the questions are coming from. Do you want to speak to that?
Maybe a sort of supplement, Gistin, on your question. There's another question that has just come in that you can clarify that Omar Mandela is going to be vetted by the Board of Trustees.
Yes.
In terms of the Villa hierarchy, is he part of the Board of Trustees or is not?
Who?
Haj, the president.
Haj, by virtue of his position as president. Yes. Now, let me say on the first one, because you can make an allegation and that allegation may pass as true. But I think you have to interrogate the process. For example, where in the process do you default the electoral committee? Where do you default? The roadmap is clear. On this day, you are verifying the register. On this day, you are calling people who need to pick the forms. They pick the forms. You are given 2 days. Return the forms. Then there is a committee that verifies what has been done and all this. And then the electoral college receives from this committee, these people have been verified. Because he receives what has been verified. It's not the one who verified.
It's the Board of Trustees that verifies.
Exactly. There is another committee that verifies. For him, he's presented people who have done all these credentials. And what does he do as chairman of the Electoral Commission? Is to announce that the following people who picked forms have all the credentials to be voted on 22nd of March. And people come and cast their vote. His committee counts the vote, and he announces. Now, whether he's in a company that is also members of the you said that they are also the legal representatives of Mandela group of companies.
Yes.
I think members have to come and say that this election did not achieve what they're supposed to achieve because the chairman miscounted the votes or he left out others. The Electoral Commission of Uganda is the one that registers the people. Am I right?
Yeah.
You pay the money to them.
Yeah.
They set the campaign parameters. They do each and everything, and they do an election. But our committee, electoral committee, receives what other bodies have already done. Okay. So you can't default them.
So about the trustees, during this period, does the president step down from his position as a member?
Because right now, he cannot sit on the board of trustees because he's a candidate or in an election. So when the board of trustees are trying to find the people who were, whether they had made the credentials and all this and all that, he cannot be there. No. Okay. I can assure the country and to members of Sports Club Villa that it is not going to happen.
Okay, let's take some of the feedback that is coming through via social media. We did ask and were saying, SC Villa, should they prioritize strong, financially capable leadership or a more open democratic process? Lots of feedback coming through. Let's go through them, starting with Danny Nyako, who says the soul of SC Villa belongs to its supporters. A transparent democratic process is the only way to ensure institutional legitimacy.
Yes.
Only through inclusive governance, a club is able to build a sustainable legacy anchored in unsaleable integrity.
Oh, that's easy. Good.
Okay, we also have Biayesu Senior, who says, I think it should prioritize more financially stable leaders because money plays a vital role in the day-to-day running of football. All the best teams on the continent have strong financial muscles. Performance comes with a pay. Thanks for the show. I think Fande hinted on that as well. You can see some of the feedback on your screen. We have Ida Bukenya, who says democracy is the worst way to get good leaders.
Given the prevailing international events.
We do have Zayed Halima, who says, whatever you say, we want Haj Mandela, the rest, sorry for you. Manje Shafiq says, hello. He's asking about the suspension that has been put out by the FIFA referees standing committee.
Oh, okay.
That's the question. My question is about the suspension that has been given to those officials that handled the game between SC Villa and Express. Is FIFA going to give 3 points to Villa because that was not offside?
No. The other guys are being taken to the committee and it has nothing to do with the...
And Subuga Semgenze says, Twagala Chisawe bisigadde binajja. Okay, there is plenty of feedback.
Especially Asose no Wokubiri.
Danny Nyako and Biayesu Senior.
Banobasoma, education is the key.
We are going to take parting shots from the funded gentlemen. Is that okay?
Without him saying a thing or two about Arsenal, but he maintains the Villa.
No, I can say something, but we are on local sports. Okay, it is local sports.
We'll come back after Arsenal.
I was just going to make one statement.
Before we get to Arsenal, Afande, there was a story about Charles Ranga, a story about silent treatment that he's been getting at SC Villa, and the story is that he failed to renew his contract. And so it's not been taken in lightly by the SC Villa management, which is why he's not been playing. That story was carried by the Daily Monitor, which I trust 150%.
You are related. You are related. I'm not sure whether it is not him. But no, just one simple answer. Okay. It is something that I can go back and try to verify and let you know.
All right. I'll give you a minute to speak about Arsenal. 7 points clear. You think you're winning?
You also had something wanted to say, I think.
Okay.
The English Premier League trophy is actually on a bus on its way to the Emirates.
Wow.
That's the statement I want to make.
Netflix.
No, whether Netflix, whether Kona, whether whatever, whether all goes, whether what, where we are, we do not care. Why? Because football rules allow corner kicks. There is no club that has not scored a corner kick, and it's not said. Okay, I have even seen a club that every match they are given a penalty
and a red card to the other team.
There's a club.
I mean, there's a club.
And their captain is the one who scores those penalties. Number 8 somewhere.
Apparently, that same club won the Champions League trophy with 2 corners in '99.
Exactly. These people have, they will come to us on everything. But for me, it does not matter as long as we have our 3 points. 8 games, 8 matches that are left. And the easiest is going to be against Manchester
The trophy
City.
is on the bus.
The easiest is going to be against Manchester City. That's when they will.
I think all this is being recorded.
Yeah. Of course, this is being recorded. Of course, I had something with him. There was when I said, and even Kabura, when I said that Arsenal is taking this one, and then we went to Liverpool. And it was a draw. Was it a draw?
Yes.
Then we got Southampton. Was it Southampton?
Yeah.
Actually, Liverpool beat you.
They beat us.
Yeah.
Then Southampton? Was it Southampton?
Sunderland?
Sunderland.
Yeah, I don't think we drew with Sunderland.
And we are beaten. And I'm looking at these guys. I say, I would never bet on Arsenal.
But now,
But now. And all those happen because one of the strong pillar in the back, in the names of Saliba, had been injured and was not there. But now, take away Saka, the one who comes, you wonder why he has not been playing.
Madueke.
Take away Martinelli, you Trossard, you say why is Trossard whatever
On the bench, yeah.
Yes, the back line, you don't know who's the right.
you're spoiled for choice.
We are spoiled for choice. And whoever comes, we crash.
Those are your parting shots.
My parting shots is that I would like to assure Sports Club Villa fans, supporters, and even the country, because even if you are not supporting SC Villa, I'm one of the people, when I was chairman of Police FC, and I was saying, I pray that Express is not relegated. You remember when Express was supposed to be relegated? Because when Express is relegated, there is something that's missing in the game of football. There are clubs here in Uganda. If it is not playing, there is going to be something. Okay? So I want to assure everybody that Villa is on the right trajectory. That Villa is moving in a direction that is not only going to build SC Villa, but is also going to uplift the game of football in this country. Yeah. I also want to assure you that the management, the leadership of SC Villa is doing whatever is possible to make sure that this happens. So you have the right guys in the right place. I want also to assure about the accountability issue that has come from this panel. And I want to assure you that we are going to put mechanisms, especially technology, to make sure that we know the exact numbers of SC Villa and know what they have given and know what it has done. And we have been promising so many things, and everybody is saying, actually, we even feel small when they say that a certain small club has a home they call theirs. And SC Villa that has been here for 51 years don't have a home. And I want also to assure you that this is something that is going to be achieved. I am very sure it is going to be achieved.
Just give us some midnight violence. You name the small club that says they have a home.
I can help. The small club are the champions of Uganda.
Okay.
And the fact that your new home is going to be Uganda.
So that is my parting shot.
Okay.
And if anybody thought that there was a spanner thrown in the works, maybe to derail the club, I am here. I want to tell you that I'm working for SC Villa, that miscommunication or not, we are all pushing towards one thing. I am very, very supportive and member of the club, and I can assure them that I will do whatever I can within my means to be able to contribute to the whole.
All right.
So let's all leave whatever had happened.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Afande. Thank you for making the time and staying with us all through this late night. We do appreciate your time.
Pleasure is mine.
And we hope that the next time we call on you, maybe after the elections, maybe after the league, you'll be able to...
when we win the 18th,
championship.
Yeah, this year, this season. Yes, this season.
Okay.
This season.
Okay. Also to thank Villa, they really appointed experience in this game.
Okay. I understand.
We'll be waiting. When you win,
we are taking this trophy. We are taking it. We have played the 18 games.
I hope the small club is listening.
Okay, and speaking about taking
What
the
will
trophy,
they do about it?
Speaking about taking the trophy, Afande, we have a very interesting segment on the show called the prediction segment, when we get to predict a bunch of games, right?
Yes.
So we're going to take a very short break. When we do return, first of all, we'll take a look at what we all predicted last time out, see who got what. You will have a look at the table. You will see a Wolves of sorts. You will see an Arsenal of sorts. Right? When we get
and it is announced in the next...
yes, so after
I will be sitting in my sitting room and see me beating Andrew.
Most definitely. Then we'll push out a set of games that we're going to predict today, including your SC Villa.
Yes.
We'll be predicting because you have a very important game against...
Police tomorrow.
Police tomorrow,
and
then NTV UPPC should be on Saturday. So we'll be predicting one of those games. So we're taking a very short break. When we do return, we'll be having your favorite segment, the predictions. Remember, we are proudly powered by Guinness.